There once was a place called Epstein Island, where all the liberals go. Biden and everybody went there, and also, and Clinton went there a lot of times, 28 times in a day. But he likes them youngins and girls that change. It's a island for the Democrats. They're bluffing Donald Trump because they think they got him on it, but they don't. But Donald Trump never went to that. Unlike Mr. Clinton.
Hey, now we're introducing the host, the main character, the one of a kind, the 34-year-old, the baby, the mafia, the killer, the one and only, the one hitter quitter.
The Nostrovini or Billy Gonzo.
Vinny.
Billy Gonzo. Billy Gonzo. As anybody knows, Oprah and Bob say they cheated because you know what they did? They said, "Oh, we support Harris because we really mean it," but they were paid off for their endorsement and they were paid off for their performances. They acted like, "Oh, we did it out of the palm of our heart." No, they didn't. And now we'll go get them. Because you can't be bad. Yeah, and you know what Oprah is?
Oh.
She's a fat, nasty lady.
Mm.
That's what I told you. She sings until glorious. It didn't work out. You spent $1 billion on Harris's campaign, and you lost every one of the states that were the spin around states. You know why?
Why?
Because you're commies. Because you're radicals. Because you hate men. And I'm a man, and I don't let you hate me. You poo-poo happy to do heads. You say it's toxic masculinity. Because we're manly. You can't stand a real man like me. That's right.
So the news think that that from 5 years ago that Beyonce, Harris, and Oprah took the money and put it in their pocket
Yeah.
from 5 years ago.
From 5 years ago. Oh, well, you don't think there's a statute of limitation on doing bad things?
But they're saying that they're using that as a distraction towards Epstein Island. What
Oh,
you think
yeah.
about that?
Well, what I think about that is that they don't understand that Donald has laid a trap. A trap, I told you. Because what he did, what he said, I didn't want to open up the Epstein files because you know why?
Why?
Because the people who are involved in the Epstein files are multi-billionaires. They're even bigger than Trump. And Trump has to be careful because they could ruin the whole economy just based on what they want to do. See, Trump is blackmailing them. If they list those lists, then they're ruined because you can't molest little girls. It's the one thing you can't do. You can't molest babies. And they showed Epstein Island. You know what they had in Epstein Island? They had satanic statues and pictures of babies and little people and little girls being all taken advantage of.
All right, so what is Epstein Island?
Epstein Island was a private island where Epstein used to go on his plane called the Lolita, if you're ever familiar with that book about an underage girl going out with a professor. And they would take them to Epstein Island and they would have orgies with young girls from 12 to 16 or 17. 18 was too old. And it was rich people, multi-rich. Oh, I know. This is horrible. Epstein Island. And you know what they did? They've only convicted one person, the madam, that they're getting all this information. Now, who? What was she? Her and Epstein the only one who were doing the hoopy doop with young people?
No.
No, that's impossible. And then Epstein mysteriously dies in his cell. And you know what they did was a double murder because they put a mafia guy in there and the guy almost strangled Epstein. And then they had Epstein was left alone and the cameras went out for 15 minutes and then they spliced together and he was murdered.
Mm.
Right in the middle of so powerful were they in their endeavors that they murdered him. And another girl who was a witness to it, she was murdered too. All of a sudden, she's in the middle of Australian outback and she gets hit by a bus. Do
Wow.
you know how hard it is to be hit by a bus in the Australian outback? It's deafened.
That's what I said.
Oh, the mysteriousness of it, the conspiracy. But they keep on saying, "Oh, it's a conspiracy." Oh, of course, it's a conspiracy. A conspiracy so deep, so horrifying that could shake the very foundations of this country and the world.
Wow.
And the only man who's on the trail of it all is my daddy, Donald Trump.
Mm. But they saying that he was part of it as well.
No, you know what? You ever been to a party and then somebody goes next to you and they try to take a picture with next to you? Does that make you part of the mafia? Does that make you no? And that, and also he was like he made like they say that he said, you know what he did? He tried to warn people. He said during one of the parties introducing Epstein, Donald Trump said, Epstein likes it young. That was code for this guy's a pervert.
Mm.
Donald never went out with girls who were younger or even molested any. There had to be 18 and up.
Wow.
That's right. That's my Donald. That's my Donald, and he's good, and I like him. And Beyonce, you know what's gonna happen to her? It's called gravity, Beyonce. You're gonna bounce around too much, and you're gonna lose your figure.
Mm.
Because you're a bad girl. And Oprah, you never had a figure in the first place. Oprah. You know, Oprah hates white people. It's true. You know what she said? Ah, yeah, your eyes are gonna pop out your head. She said that if a girl was a white girl in a fry cook at McDonald's, right?
Mm-hmm.
That she still was more privileged than Oprah.
Wow.
What the hell kind of craziness is this?
What is this?
You know why she's doing that?
Why?
She secretly is a fat, bitter woman.
Wow.
And she never would have a good figure. It's impossible. Because you know why? Because she likes to eat like a pig. Chitlins and chog, pig feet.
Okay.
That's right. I
Horrible.
said it. I said it and I'll say it again.
Horrible.
Sometimes that people stuck up for the ugly white girls from McDonald's. All right. So, what's going on?
So what do you think about the EU hold back to Ukraine?
That's right. We should do that. You know why?
Why?
Because the Ukrainian people who are fighting a good fight against the Russians, they're good, right?
Yeah.
But their government, a lot of people in the government are stealing a lot of money we're sending over there. $1 billion is missing.
What?
Yes.
Oh my
And
God.
they can't account for it. And you know why? Because the Ukrainian government is somewhat corrupt. And you know what? The Joker or the comedian, he's not letting the Ukrainian organization that's investigating corruption investigate corruption.
Oh.
So you know what's going to happen?
What's gonna happen?
If the Ukrainians lose the war, Mr. Comedian is going to go off and with his money that he grafted, see, he could be a good guy in trying to defend his country and also be a crooked politician.
All right.
And it looks like he is crooked because if he was honest, he would let them investigate the corruption. And it's in his inner circle.
Mm.
See, that the Ukrainians have been always, the Russians made the Ukrainians kind of corrupt because the whole of Russia is corrupt. And the Ukrainian used to be part of Russia.
Mm.
In fact, they were the first Russians. See, there's you know where Sweden is?
Where?
on the map. It's on Scandinavia, Norway,
Mm.
Sweden, and Finland.
Wow.
And the Vikings traveled all the way towards the Asia and through the where the Slavs were and the Mongols and all that, and intermingled with them. But they also stayed blonde-haired and blue-eyed, the Vikings. And
Mm.
they settled in Kiev. And Kiev was the capital of what was Russia at that time. But the whole history of Ukraine is betrayal. Everybody betrays the Ukraine. You know
Mm.
what happened?
Right.
I'll tell you what happened. The Ukraine was the breadbasket of Russia that
Mm.
fed the whole place because the place is a big ice cube for Ukraine.
Right.
So Stalin, one of the ruthless men's in history, probably even though competitive with Hitler in terms of murderousness, he said, "You are going to have collectivized farms, and I'm going to take over your farm." Imagine you have a little farm. You're making money. You're feeding the people,
Right.
and somebody wants to take your farm away.
Oh no.
No, and they were incompetent because they weren't good farmers. Communists don't make good farmers. They weren't good farmers. Anyway, they go there, and he says, "You're going to give us your farm or else." And they said no. And then he starved 7 million of them in 1931. Starved,
Wow.
I mean literally starved them. Then became the skeletons.
Wow.
That's even more because there were 6 million Jews killed by Hitler. There were 7 million Ukrainians killed by Stalin.
Wow. That's crazy.
And then you know what happened?
What happened?
They got into World War II and they picked both sides because the people that were bitter against the Stalins went to the German side, and the ones who wanted to be against the Germans went to the German side. But it was a losing battle because both the Nazis didn't want they were bad people and
Mm.
they wanted to treat all Ukrainians like slaves, and then the communists they wanted to oppress the Ukrainians. Well, it didn't work out. But finally, the communists, way they did bad things and the corruption and all that, caught up with them, and the Soviet Union collapsed like this. Boom! And you know what we did?
What we
And
did?
this was our fault. We said to the Ukrainians, because they had atomic weapons on their soil,
Mm.
we said, Ukrainians, you be good. And this drunk that was running Russia, and then the Russians, because it was a more friendly government to us, said, we'll guarantee that if you give up your missiles, that we will protect you and guarantee Ukraine won't be invaded.
Mm.
Well, we know how that worked out. The Ukrainians gave up their missiles, and then the Russians changed regimes. And Putin said, "Oh, bets are off. I'm going to invade Ukraine if I could get away with it."
Wow.
Yeah. And
Crazy.
then there was the first Ukrainian war in which the Russians got the Crimea and they seized parts of Ukraine because the Ukrainians weren't ready. But the second one, the Ukrainians fought like the really good, and they've been fighting them off for 4 years, killing 1 million Russians. But
Mm.
there's only one unfortunate fact.
What's the fact?
Oh, there are 37 million Ukrainians
Mm.
and 150 million Russians.
Wow.
Do the math.
So that.
And the Russians are slowly wearing down the poor Ukrainians. The only good thing is this, if there's a lot of Ukrainian refugees, we're gonna have a lot of beautiful Ukrainians coming to my neighborhood. We got a lot of Ukrainians in my neighborhood. And they're
Oh
beautiful.
yeah.
Oh, they're beautiful. They're blonde, they're tall. Oh.
All right. So
That's the story of Ukraine. It's a sad story. It's a tragic story. Don't you
so
think it's tragic?
it's tragic. Very sad.
Yeah.
Horrible.
But they're brave. It's like the Alamo.
Well, they strong though.
They're strong. They're tough people.
Yeah.
They're brave.
So we go.
They're braver than me. I'm not brave.
Right.
I I couldn't have. I don't like that noises.
Mm.
I want a Ukrainian girlfriend.
Right.
A young Ukrainian girlfriend. Oh, Ukraine, oh, Ukraine. And they're Catholics. I'm Catholic.
Oh, he's Catholic too.
I'm Catholic. You're Catholic. Yeah. Want a story?
Let me tell you something. Remember the girl that was messing with Kane Cook?
King Kirk?
Kaylin Cook?
Who the hell is this?
The
Fill me in.
the white girl playing basketball?
Oh, the lesbians. The bitter
Yeah.
lesbians who can't dunk a basket.
Yeah. So this is a player called Angel Reese. And they say she's the worst player because she keep missing her shots. For some reason, she was smoking and drinking, partying, and she was doing good for the next 2 weeks, last 2 weeks. But then she got silver. She stopped doing all that. And guess what happened?
What happened?
She broke her back.
She broke her back.
So how is a good player hurting herself when she's healthy? That's not a
Is this
good
the
player.
lesbian hurt himself?
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
It makes no sense.
These black girls are embarrassed.
And they don't like that no one's watching their game.
Nobody's watching because nobody wants to see girls who can't play basketball. All they can do is rough up people.
Right.
It's like inferior basketball. Let me tell you something. They're embarrassed because you remember the story, white man can't jump.
Right.
And it was always the thing.
They made two versions of it.
Yeah, they made two versions. It was sequel. Anyway, that white man and then I remember that actor. He would jump and he would make them. Now this is what happened. Normally, you would say, "Oh, if black girls can't jump, definitely white girls can't jump either." But here was the exception to the rule. A super duper 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 athlete, female, white, was making baskets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now the majority of people in the world, in the country, are white. So she had a big following. All of a sudden, people are saying, "This is amazing." But you know what happened?
What happened?
They got jealous and they started roughing up the white girl. Also, there was a little psychological sexuality. You know how you stick the girl with the inkwell into the hair? They were beating her up because she was straight,
Mm-hmm.
she was talented, and she was charismatic. They're beating her up. And even the girly CBA, whatever they call themselves, they weren't supporting him because they're politically correct and they're filled with the lesbian mafia. I ain't afraid of them.
Nope.
Kick them in the shins. I
Wow.
will.
Yep.
Once I can walk again, I'll use my experts skills. Lesbians can be jealous, are jealous of the white girl. They have long eyelashes, but we know it's not for men.
No.
They like their own gender. That's okay with me. But why beat up the cash cow that the white girl is, you see? Because they are woke and a bit of a joke. They had, you know what they had in the paper? Pay us what you owe us. You know why it's bullshit? Oh, excuse my language. Because
Why?
they don't pay for themselves. They're subsidized by the men.
Mm.
So they're in deficit. Oh, yes, I'm telling you. This world is crazy. The woke have to be put to sleep. Now, I ain't calling for civil war, but I see it on the horizon.
Mm.
Oh, I hear Alexa, play A Bad Moon Arising.
Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater Revival from Paul's Apple Music.
I hear bad moon arising. I see trouble on its way. Looks like we're in for faster weather. The bad times of day. Don't go around tonight. It's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. To earthquakes and lightning. I hear the end is coming new. I feel the earth is overflowing. I hear the roars of rage and ruin. Don't go out tonight. It's bound to take your life. There's a man who's on the rise.
All right. Alexa, stop. So, you have any story to give to people?
What story would that be?
Hmm.
Let me look at those. I want to talk about what else? Oh, AOC. Boney
All right,
AOC.
talk about AOC, guys.
You
Do you
know,
even know what AOC means,
it
people?
means the Puerto Rican girl, the waitress.
Yeah.
What's her last? What's your name? Do you remember? What's that stand for? Ocasio?
Not sure.
And he's Puerto Rican. Oh, he's Dominican. See, even you don't know because now they've shortened her name to AOC. She's going out with her Irish girl, the guy, and he's putting weight on her because she looks bulky. And she used to be a skinny malink, and she had big boobs, and she danced, and she was a waitress, and then she ran against this old white man, and she won, and then she became a big star because she was somewhat charismatic, although an idiot. And then what happened was that she went in a dress, right, saying "Eat the rich," right?
Right.
Okay, eat the rich, and it was the rich was very expensive, right? It was thousands of dollars, and the vendors who got her the dress, she cheated him out of money.
What?
She owed money.
Oh
The
no.
cheapskate. She robbed the poor, and then you know what else she did?
What she did?
She's fat. She's getting fat, and I think she's preggo. Oh, yes. Because either that or she's eating too much with the Irishman.
Oh, you got a good eye for that, huh?
Oh, yeah, because she had a belly. And she had her breasts the bigger. And she had fat arms.
Wow.
I saw her in the Puerto Rican Day Parade with the communists. Muzulu, whatever the hell his name is. Yeah, Muzulu. What is his name? Do you know his name? He hates the Jews. He wants to kill them all. That's
Yeah.
what he says, no, I don't want to. River to the sea. Let me see. That's not good for you or me. If I was Jewish. Of course, I'm not Jewish. I know of a lot of Jewish friends. I'm not Jewish. No, I'm Catholic. Catholic and Protestant, which means I fight with myself all the time. That's right. You know? But see, that's the picture of the baby. That's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for the baby. The baby's both born and unborn. For we believe people have souls and they can't stamp them out, no matter what the commies want to do. Oh, 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 babies have souls. Yes, indeed. They should be cherished, not killed wantonly. We have to defend, 'cause one day our brains will turn to mush. And if you just go by, if you have a brain and no soul, that means you and me, we're all will be dead. So the scum of the earth says it's between her doctor and her. You're slimy as can be, can't you see?
Can't you see?
Because what that means is there's no baby there, and babies are make believe. It means there's no soul, and one day they will destroy us, all because one day we'll be expendable,
Spongebob.
and it won't be good at all. No, 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 no. And you know, oh, another thing I want to tell you about
Oh, okay.
global warming is a myth. Hunter, I've been around 66 years. In the 80s, we had hot spills and tears. It's always been a strange weather. It's not getting worse. It's just the way the liberals want to take over the world. by being a false concept of, because you know what you have and you know what happens?
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you something. You have a whole generation of people who think the end is near and think that we're responsible for the destruction of the environment. This is bull cocky doo-doo. And they hate the human race and they hate themselves. They're nihilists. You know what a nihilist is?
What's an analysis?
They don't believe in nothing under humanity. They think we all should be dead. They think we should put down the population of the world is very small. You know who the last people who want to do that?
Who?
The Nazis. You heard me. They wanted 500 million people in the whole world, and that was sustainable, and the rest would be disposable slaves. Well, let me tell you, new Nazis, or the woke,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna put you asleep.
Oh no.
We're gonna awaken. We're gonna opposite of woke. We're gonna be awake because we follow Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, he's gonna help us kick your butts. Jesus, oh Jesus, he's gonna help us kick your butts. Jesus keeps me young, you see. Don't you look at me, look at me. I'm as young as I can be in this body. Jesus is on our side. Don't you cry, 'cause we're gonna win in the end. Jesus, oh Jesus. Now, my friend, turn off the thing and maybe I could see this with wide eyes.
I want to do for. Yeah.